and welcome back to Bastion. A game that I started approximately 4 months ago, and now I'm going to continue. Just let me turn down the sound a little bit. Yep. Sorry about that.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find.
Alright, instead of talking to people,
Kid ain't finished here yet. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
Maybe I'll build the shrine since there's nothing else to build.
We tracked the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
Yeah, so I was, I'm going to say taking a break from streaming for a while.
Can eat a man alive.
So now I'm back to streaming everything.
Cook it. Not all of it.
That I meant to.
Kid learns the hard way not to touch those things.
Ooh.
Becca's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. Good thing pin cushions can't see where they're shooting.
Which one? I don't know what to do.
Then kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals.
I still in this game? When
They
down
shouldn't have
the
let the
drain?
guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survive the calamity.
What flowers?
Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot. A handful of windbag shipments made it out this far. Kids roused up half the wilds by now.
Not my fault.
Hardly any signs of the old Jocelyn camp. The wilds already reclaimed this place. He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot.
Oh? I was kind of hoping the journey would be over as soon as I got the final core, because then I would be able to move on to another game eventually. But, as
Kid
there's more
knows
to this game,
something's
it
up when
makes
we
it
ain't
more
there to give a
interesting.
warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone.
Interesting.
If only I'd known half the secrets of the calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home.
Oh?
So many secrets in there, she can't even read it. Her father's own journal. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards.
Shards will save us all.
We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health. The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
I know I'm not doing it the best strategy for this game, but it is what it is. I like what I like.
After Zolf's little episode, kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine.
Okay, so... yeah.
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
I like this game for many reasons. One of which is it does talking.
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much?
You say everything.
I'm Zolf of the Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gaiters. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. The kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes.
Well, this story is taking turns that I never expected.
He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. The security's just gonna have to straighten him out. Look at what he did to poor old Rondi, the bartender.
Oh,
Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull. The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend.
That's me.
His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone.
Okay. I'm just confused now. Okay, so I started the fire. I packed the ore. Do I sleep?
Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels. Disgusting things.
Bootlickers. Interesting name.
Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's
Over.
bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak.
much time can this thing have?
It ain't about to be plant food just yet. They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind.
I think it's almost dead. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Well, the kid prunes it down to size somehow. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it.
I died once. I can speak about it, but the kid can't, apparently. I died once, you know. Just normal day things.
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Ain't
Yeah,
saying
that's a
much,
forge.
but that's the greatest forge in all the city. You want to tune a scrap musket, you start with the barrel.
Okay.
The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
Fly from location to location. Fly away.
Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothes Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. Only the city's brushers knew their way around the lagoon.
Sneaking detail.
Even the brushers learned to fear this place. Can't get hasty in a place like this.
I wasn't doing hasty, I was doing close to this to see if I can get a closer shot at that.
They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things.
So do I, but you don't see me buying people's ankles. I I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Can't fight Queen Anne without the proper tools. They say you can't hurt an ankle gator unless it's raining. And it ain't raining.
Oh, okay. It's kind of a strange rule, but considering that it's some sort of gator and all, you figure they would like the rain.
The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. Sharp sticks make Queen Anne nervous, so she backs off a bit. Those pin cushions been living off the ankle gator's scraps. Kid's got a mean throwing arm.
Okay. Oh, I just can't hit that. Kid's nearly dead.
Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. That's ankle gator country for you. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. He holds his ground. Seems the queen's running out of options. He takes off after her. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it.
Okay.
Those leaping lunkheads don't like Queen Anne any better than the kid.
You're my pointy stick.
Queenie must have scared a bunch of peckers out of hiding. Ankle gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait.
Why I can't just leave? The portal's right there.
The shard's sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
And now he's made her mad. Rest in peace, Queen Anne. That was for the brushers. kid's done what needed to be done.
All fear my pointy stick.
Queen Anne's reign is over. We even got a crown jewel. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it.
Let's see, I'll pretty lost and found.
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances. That Gator's a crazy gal, but so's the gal who promised to look after her.
Wait, do we have a little gator pet? Is that awesome? I don't even know. Ooh, dueling pistols.
All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new.
I'm not too cheap to this, but I'll switch this out.
He's a spitting image of Slinger Jawson with that pike and them pistols. The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds. Know how Caelondia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine.
Sorry?
If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. But now, the greatest outpost past the city line is nothing but a freak show. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam, just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check.
I'd like to go back to my dueling pistols, actually. So this isn't half bad. I like to go back to my dueling pistols. Bird freaking out. I win.
Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done. Whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine, not only is it still there, it still works.
I don't like that.
Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices. But it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks.
I do
Grand
like this
rails
rifle,
all grown over
but
with things the Calamity chewed
I
up
think
and
I still
spat out.
prefer my pistols.
Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by. Lunkheads settled in like they own the place.
Of course they do. Doesn't everything sell like they own the place? Or really, I own the place.
Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers coughing fungus everywhere. Only one way to cure a cough like that.
Music's very nice.
Place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rails seen much more fighting in bygone times.
Okay. I can switch over my dual pistols.
Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celandian War. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
Oh? She talk about wolves?
Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though.
Oh, everything's
All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into Swampweed Central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While choking on swampweed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun.
I wonder how the narrator knows all this. Isn't he like supposed to be also a character in the game? Unless the kid tells him of his adventure as he goes through it, which would be a cool thing.
But then, at last, it's the end of the line. He'll be picking swampweed out of those boots for days. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower or pincushion, mind you. At first, he thinks it's Zulf. Turns out he's wrong. This
And who are you?
is for you, says the man. Then wham. When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words Kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? You took
Go
the shot,
home.
you took the hit, and you took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it?
I think this is a good stopping point for now. And I'll see you guys again on Wednesday.